Good morning and welcome to the Getty Villa in Malibu, California. I'm Kenneth Lapatin, curator of antiquities, and I'm very pleased to be here today with poet Gabriele Tinti and actor Jamie McShane in our Temple of Hercules, this spectacular room built to house what was J. Paul Getty's favorite statue, the Hercules Lansdowne. This statue was carved from a block of marble about 125 AD for the Emperor Hadrian. It was excavated at his villa outside of Rome at Tivoli in 1790, acquired by Lord Lansdowne, who had it in his home in London, until J. Paul Getty managed to buy it in around 1950. It was Getty's favorite statue. It shows the brave hero with his signature club and lion skin, and it's the subject of a special poem written by Gabriele Tinti, and now Gabriele will talk about it and James will give a reading. Thank you so much for joining us, and please let us know where you're listening from and how you like this program. Gabriele.
Thank you, Kenneth, for the introduction. First of all, I'd like to thank the Fondazione Cultura e Arte, the Italian Cultural Institute, Kenneth, of course, and the museum, and Jamie McShane for having believed in this reading and made it possible. I'm Gabriele Tinti. I'm here because I worked with several museums dedicated to the study of ancient art, such as the Getty Museum, here we are at the Getty Villa, the Capitolini Museums, the National Roman Museums in Rome, the British Museum in London, and many others. I worked with them composing poems inspired by the highlights of their collections. Indeed, I wrote about the Boxer at Rest, which was the first ancient artwork that caught my eye. And then I wrote about the Discobolus, the Farnese Hercules, the Barberini Faun, the Medusa Rondanini in Munich, and many other masterpieces. And I have devoted my text to the living sculpture of the actor, as I like to say, to the colossus capable of giving new voice of that which is now lost. The aim of my series, this series of ekphrastic poetry, is to reactivate the now lost aura of the works of art, of all those relics of words and heroes of a humanity that no longer exist. My poems are triggered by the tragic sense of death, of fragility, of emptiness, that pertain even to our masterpieces that we would wish to be eternal. The hypothetical nature of the studies, the mutilated and fragmentary condition in which they have almost come down to us from antiquity, gave me the cue to speak of the transits of life, of every one of man's works, of the meaning of time. Here we are before a representation of the Greek and Roman hero Hercules. Here he carries a club over his left shoulder and he holds a lion skin in his right hand. It was one of the numerous copies commissioned by the Emperor Hadrian. It was very likely inspired by a now lost ancient statue, Greek statue, probably from Polycletus. My Hercules, the Hercules recounted in my poems, is a tragic figure, a hero of today with no more hope, no gods. Now I'm going to read a brief introduction, which I wrote especially for this live streaming. In my poems about Hercules, I've tried to imagine the interior torment that the hero experiences in the dramatic last moments of his life, giving way to the weariness of his labors, to abandon himself to death, to regard it as a fulfillment, even a celebration, to a death in which his spirit and virtue still glow. It is in that moment, in that last earthly labor, that Hercules takes onto his shoulder all the suffering of the world, freeing it. The son of Cronide and an earthly mother, tragic hero par excellence, he shows us another life and superior joy, not with his victories, but with death, accept serenely, almost as if he were a garlanded host seated at a banquet. He achieves this serenity controlling matter, all the unfavorable compositions, the intensity of the multiple sufferings, and the obstacles that life, the gods, place before him each time. Control attained in silence, despite the failures. Enduring, daring, acting beyond any discussion. Silent hero, tight-lipped Hercules, semi-god with a dual body, human and divine. He will age, he will die, overcoming the end with the heavy weight of his body, accepting its dissolution, transvaluing its defeat, winning. It's now my great honor and privilege to introduce you Mr. McShane. It's an honor to have him here, and I hope you enjoy my poems and his reading.
Thank you very much. That's enough. It's time to stop. I'm tired of the deceptions, of all the labors of these wombs. Once again, life will knock at my door with the suffering, the pain, the requests. But what does it matter? You leave me alone. I will overturn the night, illuminate the horizon. I will go away triumphant, cloaked in death. No, I haven't forgotten you. I'm ready to die. I advance without noise. I appeal with a heavy step to better sniff out fate. I hasten it and taste its flavor. I know how to concentrate on the pain. My body burns my bones, ruins corpse during the night. It will expire. It will be buried, to allow weeping, then germination. If I lose sight of that star, if the night calms and reassures, if the hours disappear and dreams die, I will no longer be your guide. My sinews have fought too hard, bled too much. They are worn out, boiling in the hole of the vein. Then again, I have always felt sorry for you. Let everything go, everything happen, and now it rains on your heads. No one else can save you, wretches. It would be better to die, so come on. Look carefully at how it is done. What happens to a hero when he dies? You see me, don't you? Am I not perhaps like you? A poor figure, a sordid, false trembling, a ferocious and aimless wandering? What? Be serious, don't you recognize yourselves? And yet your own misery torments me, the same fatal scream, the usual obscene coquetry raised against the unknown, the lost mysteries of the empty sky. How many times have you put on death? How many times have you dreamed this sudden loss of balance, this finding yourself without breath, this last terrible risk? With your hands, I saw you stage your finest festival. In the grip of pain, suspended over the abyss, you did not stop dancing, urged on by a light current, by the whisper of the wind, by the strangled shadow of your coffin in flames. Here you are, composed in your own night, overshadowed by your angry, by your agony, pierced by many fears, only to seek a little respite another morning. Tetelestai! The shadows grow angry. The moon strolls afar. The earth shakes, while your ending slowly grows. Tetelestai! The smoke dances. It rises, banks, resounds in the meadow, along the shore, in this deep night. All hasten to see how it will die. Glory, 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 they will sing in eternity, celebrating the Son of God, who leaves everything on a fast chariot. Glory, glory, glory. Forever this pyre will burn on the same hill, on the same spore.